Wilson back again, and I have a lovely configurations card to show you today. I am just really enjoying playing with these. There's so many fun things you can do with them. And we're going to show off the new blue Dusk card too. So I have got the Delightful Sentiments, which is the clear stamp set we've stamped on the middle of our card. I'm going to be using just these little flowers from the Delicate Garden frame, the Sintra from the Portuguese collection, and the configuration, the Teardrop Adornment, as well as the Art Deco Adornment we're going to be using. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of cutting, and I'm going to be using the Teardrop Adornment twice. So the first time I'm going to use it is with just the decorative inside piece. And I've gone ahead and cut 3 of them out of this blue Dusk card. So I'm going to line this one up just so it's equal and pop it into place with some tape. That looks good. Taping both sides of that. Bring in our cutting plate. Quick run through the grand caliper. Okay, it's cut beautifully. Let's take some of those bits out. Get our tape out of the way. There we go. Let me just tidy this up a little bit. So you can see I've used the Teardrop Adornment decorative piece and left that into the card to create a really pretty background for our card, and we'll come back to that. And let me just clean the die. It's very important that you take all the little bits out of your die before you try to cut again, because that will interfere with how they cut. Now the next thing I want to do is use this same die on a piece of white card this time, but I'm going to use the cutting edge with it, so you'll be able to see the difference. So I'm going to pop that down and tape that and just get it, in fact I'll go that way, and just get it centered kind of equidistant around that frame. Move that back where you go. And that looks good. And we'll cut this one now. So this will cut out of the card completely for you. There we go. Take that out, and then let me just take out some of these bits. Pop that out. And one little guy there. And we'll take and do a tidy, and I'll show you that. Isn't that pretty? So now it's cut completely away. So there's both ways that you can use that Teardrop Adornment as well as the Art Deco Adornment. They both have separate cutting edges with them. Now for this one, what we want to do is take our scissors, and we just want to nip away this edge bit. In fact, I find it's easiest just to follow the line down this way and this way. Okay, so we're going to come back. And I've already got 2 of them on here. I've used the blue Dusk in the background and put 2 of these Teardrop Adornments on there already. And I'm going to use a little bit of spray glue and do the back of this. And then let me do the second one. Turn that over. Try and keep my fingers out of it a little bit this way. There we go. Give that a second, and we can go ahead and just overlap this ever so slightly in the corners. Pop that down, and take this one, pop this one down. Trying to get it right to the edge there. There we go. So we've created a completely different look with this now. Now I've done one of these ahead of time where I've just matted it with some white and some black around the edge, and we're going to go forward from that in a second. So I've done both of these, and bringing in the very background layer, I have used the Art Deco Adornment, and I've put all of these 3 onto place, and I'm just going to do a little bit more spraying with the last one I've cut. And we'll stick that one in place as well. I think with some of these fine die cuts, it's easier, I think, to use some of the spray glue. If you're not a big fan of spray glue, we do have a Cosmic Shimmer very fine line applicator that we've just come out with. You can also use that. So I'm just put this one into place, catching both those edges. There we go. So I have a really pretty base we'll build up from. I've done my piercing, done a little bit of matting and layering ahead of time. I'm going to raise it for dimension with my mounting foam. There we go. Pop this into place. Center that. So the next thing I want to do is put this on like a diamond orientation, and I'm going to raise it as well with some mounting foam. So we're using just the piece of the teardrop adornment cut into it with the white showing through that. So that is going to sit just about like that. Let me just lean into it a little bit, and it's just going to peek over the edges. And then we are also going to add this one on top of there. So I've created a really pretty background, just very eye-catching between the blue dusk, the white, and the black in the card. And that one's going to sit right like that. So just catch the edges of that. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I've gone ahead and cut the center of the Sintra out of white and black, and then I've used the center die to cut a frame. So I have a piece that looks like this. So you have a nice tidy area in the center. They're not separately cut, so it's really clean. Bit of mounting foam. I've stamped my sentiment, put a sticky adhesive sheet over it, and I'm just going to peel the edge of that back. Let me get that started. There we go. Bring in a piece of copy paper to catch the extra bit, and we are going to bling this up with a little bit of diamond sprinkles here. There we go. Just a nice way to add a little bit of extra shine to your card without kind of being too in your face. You can easily see the stamped image when you do it in black. So I'm going to peel the backing off of my foam. Oop. Get that going all the way around. And remember, because we have some glitter there, we definitely have to add some glue to the back of this to get a nice adhesion. So bring in my Cosmic Shimmer Dries Clear Glue, put some on each of those foam pieces. Center that right over my sentiment. That looks nice. And I'm just going to give it a second, and I'll nip away the edge bits from underneath of it. Remember, keep your scissors at an angle so you don't cut your focal element. And go all the way around it. Get right into that corner there. There we go. So now, in fact, I will just use a bit more glue on the back of this, and we will seat it right in the middle of our configurations. And because I just felt like it needed a little bit of dressing, I've gone to the flowers from the garden frame, and they're just ever so ditty, and I just think they work perfectly. So we are going to bring a few of those back in that I've already cut. I've added a little bit of a tiny pearl to the center of those, and let me just pick these up with the tweezers. And we're going to pop those into place there. Get one here. I think I can put that last one right in the middle there. And a couple opposite. A little bit of glue here and here should do the trick. I'm going to use a medium one and a smaller one down there, so I definitely will need my tweezers here to get a hold of that one. Pop that into place, and let me just get these nice and straight where I want them. There we go. And you can fold up those petals once it's dry and really get a hold of it, but I just think that adds such a nice little finishing touch to that. Add a couple pearls to your corners and you are finished. I think that is beautiful. And you know what? The configurations have done all the work for you.